Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? This is SMH Podcast. I am your host, Shania. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Clap it up for yourselves. I know it's been a long time coming. Been a little busy, y'all. I'm so sorry. The holidays is around. I'm finally getting my Christmas shopping done and all that. But we're going to get into the episode. I appreciate y'all for joining me today. You know you can follow me on my social media. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is SMH Podcast 96. You can find me on Twitter. I'm not that good with Twitter, but we're getting better at it a little bit. Not really though. It's kind of hard to balance all these social media accounts by yourself, so it is what it is. But you can find me on Twitter. It's SMH Podcast 1. That is the app for it. SMH Podcast 1. You can find me on Wisdom. I'm on Wisdom as SMH Podcast 96. We're going to be on YouTube when we're filming this episode. So you can find us on YouTube, SMH Podcast 96. So thank you guys. I want to get into the episode today. I got a little juicy little episode for y'all, kind of in a sort of sense, because What's for Tea is going to be a story time today. Y'all know I got my mug. You gonna sip this tea and this is what's up for tea is me, unfortunately, because I don't even want to say I'm up for tea, because I'm gonna just get into the episode for y'all. I'm gonna get into the story for y'all. So what had happened was, recently I went out with some friends. We went downtown, had some fun, went bar hopping. It was fun, it was cool or whatever. And I'm just having a good time. I'm just vibing. I'm not even thinking about trying to holler at anybody or anybody hollering at me or whatever. I'm not in that energy because I'm having fun with my friends. So we go downtown, and by this time the bars are starting to close. And that's when I should say the fuck shit started to happen. But the bar started to close, and we were all just outside chilling. We went outside chilling, and it was fun. And it was fun because the person that I was with, one of the people that I was with, she was really conversational. She liked to interact with people. I'm not that type of person. If the event over, whatever, I'm going home, and that's it. I'm not finna socialize. Because I just don't know people enough to just be socializing with them. But she'll just spark up a conversation. But she would just spark up a conversation with anybody. And it was cool because we got to meet a lot of new people or whatever. But I ended up seeing somebody that I didn't know down there. Hang on, y'all. I'm sipping because this is when the fuck shit started to happen. Anyway, so I seen somebody that I knew down there, and child, she was drunk. I'm sorry if she see this. I'm sorry, but you were. Her eyes was. She was drunk, and I was just like, "Hey, how you doing? What you been up to?" Having a cool little conversation. Her words kind of slurring or whatever, but just chopping it up with her. And so we're me and my friends were literally about to walk back to our cars or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, but then I guess this guy that she was with that night, I really don't know if they know each other that well or whatever, but the guy that was around her, he ended up, I ended up complimenting him because I liked his hat. He had a cool hat. I was like, oh, your hat's pretty cool. Where'd you get it? He was like, oh, I made it. This is actually a brand that I do, and da-da-da-da. Me being me, in the moment, I was just socializing, and then I was networking at the same time. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have a podcast. I have a photography business. I'm on social media. I'm very, I like to, collaborate with people in a sort of sense. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I have a podcast. I would like for you to be on the podcast. It's something in that sort of sense. Oh, it'd be cool if you get on the podcast, shout your business out and da-da-da-da. I was like, cool or whatever. That was my intention. So he was like, okay, cool. So I was like, what's your Instagram? He was like, I don't have an Instagram, but take down my number. That was the red flag. That was red flag number one. Because at the end of the day, if you have a business, I know you're probably on social media, especially if you're around like in my age group. You know what? You're in my age group, you have a business that you say that you have. You will be on social media or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever, give me your number. So he gives me his number. I should have known, like, from there, like, it was a problem. So anyway, so he gave me his number. I texted him. I was like, hey, this is Shania, whatever, say my number. So I get home. I'm a little tipsy. I'm eating my food that I just bought. And I'm just chilling and just about to go to sleep. And that's when the text messages started coming in. I knew I shouldn't have gave him my number. But I did it. I was like, cool. Like, not everybody's on social media. Like, I do have to realize that not everybody is on social media like that. Like, I am all the time. I'm only on there to, like, really work. Like, when I be on social media, it's really to, like, work and to find, like, content that I can do and sounds that I can, use on, like, TikTok and all that. So when I'm on social media, I'm really just working. So I can get it. A lot of people don't want to utilize social media to work or whatever. Bullshit, okay? I shouldn't have gave him my number. I shouldn't have took down his number. That was dumb. It was just dumb. So anyway, moving along. But moving along. The tea keeps going from here, y'all. So moving along, he ended up texting me. He's like, oh, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just chilling, eating my food, finna go to sleep. He's like, oh, well, let me pull up. And I'm like, pull up? No. Like, I'm finna go to sleep. He's like, oh, I just want to chill with you for a little bit, and then I'm really not trying to go home. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to have no company, and I'm tired, so no, like, you can't come over. He's like still trying to like flirt and all that. I'm encouraging the shit, even though I know he's not finna pull up. You not finna come over to my house. We not finna do nothing. Like it's not finna go further from this phone. So that's all it was. So I was also tipsy, y'all. Also tipsy. So, like, he's really trying to come over or whatever. So, I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then next thing I know, I get a phone call. Y'all, and I answer the phone. I'm like, hello, like, thinking it's him. I'm thinking it's him at first. So, I'm like, hello? And then all I hear is, you punk ass bitch, you stop fucking texting my nigga. I'm like, instantly I start laughing because honestly, this is not my first rodeo. Like, a girl calling my phone and stop texting her nigga, it's not my first rodeo. And it's not like I'm around here. I don't want y'all to think like I'm around here just texting girls, niggas. No. It'll be an occasion where I'm out having a good time. I will meet a guy out and about, be like, oh, okay, he's kind of cute. Sure, I'll get your number. Give me your number. What's the dude kind of cute? I don't even really remember his face because he had the hat on. I was interested in the hat. He had the hat on, so I really wasn't paying attention to his face. So really, my like, okay, give you my number. Cool, we can talk or whatever. That really be it, but. And it's not the first, like I said, it's not the first time that I had a girl call my phone and be like, stop talking to her nigga or whatever. I just laughed. As soon as she went off of me, I just started laughing. I'm like, oh no, here we go again with this bullshit or whatever. So, I was about to block the number, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm not finna block the number. I'm finna actually talk to her. So she texted me, she's like, so y'all fucking now? I'm like, no, I literally met him 20 minutes ago, like 20, 30 minutes ago probably. Probably an hour ago. I don't remember, I'm tipsy. I met him tonight. I was just like, no, I just met him, we was talking, he tried to come over, he did. He tried to come over, sis, like he did. And she was like, and that's not even the funny part, y'all. When she's like going off of me on the phone or whatever, he's in the background like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? Whoa, what's going? What's going on? You know what's going on. You just got caught. That's what's going on. Don't sit here. What's going on? You know what's going on. Don't try to sit here and play this game right now. You know exactly what's going on. I don't understand when men get caught cheating. Why is it their first thing to do is to act confused? Like they don't know what's going on. Like they didn't create the drama that's going on right now. Why is that y'all first thing to do is to act confused? Like you don't know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. You were texting me, talking to me, trying to come over to my house because you didn't want to go home, remember? You didn't want to go home because your girlfriend was at home. Not even your girlfriend. Apparently it's his baby mama. Your baby mother. And you don't know what's going on? Child. That's why this is tea time, y'all. That's why this is up for tea, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. So I'm just like, yeah, he tried to come over. Like I wasn't with all that and da-da-da. Like I'm not even like into him like that. I was literally like just talking to her, and she was like, oh well. I was like, yeah, I can. She was like, some. I was like, I can send you the screenshot. Like, I'm feeling how you feeling, sis. I'm feeling tricked, bamboozled, and all that. But I really wasn't even feeling him, so I can't even really say that. I just more or less just felt bad for her and just, like, disgusted in him because that you would even do that. You got your baby mama at home, and you trying to talk to other females. Like, get yourself together, sir. Get yourself together. So, like I said, it's not the first time it happened. The first time it happened, I laughed at that situation too. I thought it was funny because the girl who called my phone, like the nigga that I was talking to, he was literally in a different state. Like there was no way I even like was messing with him. So, and it's like, then at the time, like that's my best friend. So I was like, bro, like, bitch, bye. Like, stop. Don't call my phone no more. That type of shit. So the second time it happened, it was from an Uber driver who I thought could be a connect. Like, I don't even think these be niggas I'm really hollering at for real. I'm sorry. He gave me his number and he started hitting me up. I believe he was trying to holler, or I hit him up, but he never hit me back. But then I ended up getting text messages from his girlfriend, like, this is his girlfriend, this is his wife, please stop texting him, I'm 8 months pregnant, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I wasn't even really, like, trying to hit at him like that. Like, she was like, oh, well, he's always texting different girls, and then I'm like, well, girl, you don't need that. If you 8 months pregnant, sis, and he's texting other girls, he's trifling, and you don't need that. You don't need to be going on this wild good. That's stressful for you. Like, I just wish you the best and pray for you and your baby, but you don't need him. And all that. Like, I really be, like, talking to them because, like, I understand how it feels. Like, I know how it feels. Like, you're talking to a guy and then all of a sudden you find out he's talking to her, and then it's like you have to, like, try to figure out what the real truth is because he's not going to tell you. And it's like, you could believe her, but she could also lie to you too. But at the same time, it's like, I understand how it feels, so I'm just not going. If I'm ever being put in that predicament, I don't ever lie about the whole shit. I just be like, hey, like we talked about this and that. It was this and that, but like it ain't really like that for real because I just started talking to him and like I didn't know he had a girlfriend. He never said nothing like that and shit like that. So like I just move on from the shit because it is what it is. You want to lie. That's you got to deal with your consequences at the end of the day. So text me after she was done texting me. And he was like, yeah, that's just my baby mom. Like, we live together, but we're not together. And but I'm like, out of respect for her, just stop texting me. At the end of the day, he was like, okay, I'm sorry. And I'm like, whatever. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, like, you have a commitment to your baby mama. Like, regardless of whatever it is, we literally just started talking. Like, we literally just was talking, like, not even, like, I just got your number, like, a couple hours ago. But my whole thing is this. Like, you obviously living with your baby mom. Obviously, y'all had a conversation about being together or being a family, because otherwise y'all wouldn't be in the same house. Y'all would not be living together. Y'all would just co-parent separately, but y'all would not be living together. I'm not no damn dummy. If you living with your baby mama, even if y'all not together or whatever, I know you mess around with her. And the reason why she grabbed your phone and reacted the way she reacted is because you had a commitment to her, and regardless if it was serious or not, if y'all was really serious about it, if you was serious about it or not, y'all had a commitment, and that's why she grabbed the phone and blew up on me the way that she did, because you are lying to her about whatever. So that's all we have for tea, y'all. I don't even want to talk about this no more. That's all we have for tea. Let's get into the episode, and we're talking about commitments. What are commitments? Well, commitments are a lot of things, but a commitment is when you are dedicated, and when you're dedicated to something, you go 100% for it. And I feel like a lot of people aren't dedicated to a lot of things anymore. I mean, I just feel like we're just a little lost. I'm sorry to say it, but we are. Look at the baby and Danny situation. Like, the fact that she was a side chick, but she was with him for 3 years. Like, why do you have a side chick for 3 years? Like, I hate to keep bringing up that situation. I just think he did her so dirty. Like, Jesus, like, I don't know. Even, like, the Brittany Renner situation, like, homegirl is trifling. Like, I think the way she's, I don't know her whole situation. I just think the way she's going about it's kind of trifling. Like, I get it, the whole thing didn't work out, but you ain't gotta be bashing your baby daddy the way you do it. Like, girl, that's still your baby daddy. And at one point y'all was together. Like, at the end of the day, like, just, like, you ain't gotta honor y'all relationship or whatever. You ain't, but, like, damn, at least honor that he your baby daddy, girl. Like, I don't know, but we all just gotta twist it up a little bit. So, I just wanted to talk about why do I feel like my generation just doesn't want to commit nowadays. I just feel like we're all scared. Like, we're kind of scared, and we just don't want to go through the whole aspect of being heartbroken. Like, I don't know how many times I've talked to a guy, and he's just like, man, like they first love broke their heart, and now they don't know if they'll ever love again. Like, oh my God, like, that was probably so long ago. Like, just because somebody broke your heart once don't mean that somebody's going to continue to break your heart. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think that we all just kind of are very guarded, very, and I get it, you know, protect yourself, protect your feelings. I'm guarded at a certain point, but it's like, I'm not going to be guarded to where I'm not going to open up to somebody, and even still, like, we'll have it to where there'll be people who do open up and will treat you like their girlfriend, but when making it, like, official or, like, claiming you or in a sort of sense, they won't do that. And I think that's trifling. I just think that's messed up. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. Like, we gotta, like, cause, like, think about it. We gotta show our kids, like, how you're supposed to be loved. And I feel like that's why half of us are a little depressed and, you know, going through it. They say that right now has been the highest in depression and suicide rates because our generation just don't know if, you know, oh, I could love her or him, but they could do me dirty. And we got to get out of that mindset. We got to start doing better for ourselves. And if you find somebody that is just playing around with you, then don't be with that person. Stop trying to be with somebody who just, like, they say they want to commit to you, but they're showing you that they're not. Like, believe everything a man says, but half of what he does. No, wait. Believe everything a man does, but half of what he says. Sorry, I had that wrong. And shit, I don't want to say it, but I'm a little biased. I'm like a devil advocate because I'm like on men and women's side. So, you know, same thing for women too. Like, no, don't do that. Because women, we act on emotions. Like, women, we are, and in a sort of sense, we take our commitment serious. Like, if we're going to be committed to somebody, we're going to take it serious. It's really rare that I see a woman who is just like, well, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Like, those are hoes. Like, those are hoes. But most of the time, women, like, we take our commitments very serious. Like, if we're going to be with a man, that's the man I'm going to be with. Like, unless you're not doing the things that she needs you to do, then that's when stuff can happen. I'm sorry to say it, stuff can happen. But we got to be more upfront, women. Like, if we're not getting the things we need out of our relationship, we either got to figure out if this is the relationship we want to be in or move on. Sometimes that's hard. I get that because, some women have kids and it's not just easy walking away from, like, your child's father and whatever. But we still got to try to make we actually have to stand firm in the things that we want, or we're just going to continue to go along with bullshit after bullshit. Like, we really have to realize that. So, I think people have the wrong idea when it comes to commitments, like what a commitment is and what it's supposed to be and how to, like, uphold it in your relationship, like, respectfully. Like I just don't like the whole mess around with Tom, Dick, and Harry at the same time. Like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I'm not that type of girl that can just mess with 2 or 3 guys at one time. Like, that has to be stressful. That has to be a lot, like, trying to juggle all that at one time. Like, that, it really is a lot, and I really couldn't do that. So, before you get into, like, a commitment with somebody or commit yourself to somebody, really think about if this is a smart idea. I think that's what we all need to really do. I think that's what we really need to focus on, because I feel like a lot of us get into, like, these situations to where we want to commit our lives to somebody or to something, but we're not really looking at the whole aspect of everything. We're kind of just acting off of emotions. And I know for women and women, some women, we act off of emotions. And I will say that I've been in a situation where I was blinded by love and didn't really see my relationship for what it was. And I just want everybody to just take a tip away to understand that if you are in a relationship and you see your partner not being able to uphold their basic commitment to things, then you shouldn't expect a long-term commitment with them, because I feel like that kind of just shows you who they are. They're not able to be consistent, be very dedicated to one thing or one thing for a long time. I feel like that should kind of show you who they are as a person, because if they're not going to be that committed to one thing, then they're going to be like kind of like a pass around. That's kind of a bad way to think about it. But I just feel like that's, in a sort of sense, that's how I feel like somebody who can't be tied down to something for too long, and looking for a different adventure all the time and looking for this. I feel like it's hard for them to commit to one thing, because, maybe they like the whole, going, not being tied down to one thing for the rest of their life. I get it, but I just don't think we should you should really try to make a commitment with, like, people who have that sort of mindset, because their life is about adventure. And but if you have that same mindset, maybe, you guys could do that together. But if you're not that type of person and you're trying to make it work with somebody like that, then it's not going to work, is what I'm trying to say. I think the thing is, for me, is like, when you first when you initially meet somebody, nobody's thinking about, like, my baby mama back at the house, I'm not going to tell Shawty about my baby mama because I don't even know her, it's probably not going to get nowhere. I get all that. I get that. But at the same time, if you know that, why are you putting that energy out there that you want to talk to other people if you haven't closed up the situation you had back home? Because that's initially going to be the problem, going to be the breakdown between everybody. That you have a whole situation at home, but you're trying to talk to other people. I've known people to like want to talk to 2 or 3 people at the time, or her and whatever, and have secret relationships. It's like that's a job within itself, but it's a lot of drama as well, because you're promising something to somebody, and then you're promising it to another person, and then you're promising it to another person. It's going to create insecurities into those people because they don't know if you're being 100% honest with them. And then when they start digging and finding out that you're not, it kind of ruins your integrity as a person. And I feel like we all need to like think about that as like a thing, because it's like, okay, he did that to me, he's probably doing that to her, and I just feel like it taints your image like as a person. Like, I just feel like we all need to try to like start uplifting ourselves. Like, if you're gonna mess around with different people, why don't you just be upfront about that? And if the person wants to mess with you, then let them mess with you. But if they don't, leave them alone. Let them make that choice and decision by themselves. Like, I hate the fact that we want to be all sneaky and just try to go around the whole fact that I want to do other things with other people and not being honest with your partner. Like, I just think that's just so wrong. Like, we should really have more integrity within ourselves. Like, hey, you know what? Right now, the relationship's not working out for me, and I just want to see other people. And if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. If you're not, then you're not. Like, sad to say, like, Jada was kind of right, but she kind of was. Like, if we're going to be in a commitment together, like, let's honor our commitment, but let's be open and honest with each other, not sneak around and break each other's trust. And I feel like that's, like, we don't care about breaking each other's trust. Like, we don't have respect for one another. We don't have, like, loyalty and honesty anymore for one another. Just because we're so selfish and want the things that we want, we're willing to break those things that actually brought, happiness and love into our life. Just to get a momentary moment of relief or fun or whatever you want to call it at the time. I just think that we all need to really think about what we're doing, not just to other people, but what we're doing to ourselves in the end of the day. Like, how you're treating that person, like how you're gonna feel 10 years from now. The fact that you were always a cheater in every relationship, and maybe you finally get into a good relationship, and now you're telling your partner, hey, I was a cheater and this and that. Like, how is it going to make you feel? If we don't try to better ourselves. And I'm just talking to the people who aren't trying to better themselves. This is the people who aren't who are just okay with being okay with being like that kind of like fucked up individual, like that dishonest individual. Like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, that's not being really honest. It's not being really trustworthy. Like, you're not a trustworthy person, or even a dedicated person. Like, just because you don't want to honor you can honor your commitments, but also still do what you want to do in a sort of sense, as long as you're being honest about it. That's all I'm trying to say. I feel like we just need to work better on honoring our commitments, regardless of what it is, and stop trying to work around it just because it's not more or less something that we want to do all the time. We always got to do, people have to understand, sometimes we're going to have to do things that we don't want to do some of the times. Like, you had sex with some girl, she got pregnant, now she's your baby mama, and you don't want to see her every day, but you have to figure out how it's gonna work. Figure out what it is you're gonna do, but don't drag other people into your drama and mess because you don't want to deal with it. It's pretty selfish. We gotta all stop being selfish So that's really just what I wanted to talk to you guys about. It is kind of a short episode, but I'm hoping that the next episode will be a really good episode for you guys, because Christmas is coming up and you guys love my last Christmas episode so much. It's doing like numbers right now. I can't even believe how good it's doing. We're gonna check the stats, so I appreciate you guys. You can go listen to it. It is about the Grinch, and this next Christmas episode is going to be even more amazing. I know you guys are going to really love it. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, listening to me, following me, subscribing, and just being amazing. And I really want to give a shout out to South Carolina. I checked my stats, like I said, and you guys really fucking with me out there. So I appreciate you guys. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me. So, thank y'all. We're going to wrap it up for right now. I'm finna go get some food. I'm actually really hungry. But you can follow me on social media. My social media is SMH Podcast 96. You know, you can find me on YouTube, Wisdom, Twitter, getting better at it, Facebook. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys so much. It was a great episode. Please drive home safely if you're driving and you're listening to this podcast. Love you guys, but had a great time. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
I'm about to walk this motherfucker, man.